Hey folks, welcome back. Sean here, speaker, coach, and trainer. Right, we're going to talk about the DISC personality styles, and I'll go through each of the 4 styles in the next 4 videos. But before we get there, let's talk about your particular blend of styles. Are you more of an outgoing style or a reserved style? I mean, are you the person that jumps into a lift and talks to strangers? You don't mind talking to strangers, or you're the more reserved nature? You'd prefer the lift to be empty, quite honestly. But if there are people there, you'll be very pleasant, very nice, but you prefer your own space. You're more reserved in nature. Outgoing or reserved? Secondly, are you more task-orientated or people-orientated? Are you about the bottom line? Are you about the data and the details? Or are you more like me, more of a people person? Again, we are a blend of all these different styles, but you're more dominant in one or the other. Outgoing, reserved, task or people. Which one are you? See you in the next video. Welcome back, folks. It's Sean here. We're talking DISC personality and behavioral styles, and I'm talking about the D today. D for dominance, D for decisive, D for direct, D for driven. They are bottom line results orientated people. Do you know any Ds in your life? Do you know anyone out there that when you ask them to go for lunch, they are going to drive? Even if it's your car, they will pick out the restaurant. They will pick out the table where you're going to sit. They'll probably pick out your meal for you too. The Ds are in charge. The GMs, the CEOs, the MDs, they love to be in charge. They will take on a task and they will make it happen. Just do it. They don't mind a challenge. They're brilliant to have in emergencies. Ds, you're only 3% of the population. So just realize there's 97% of people out there that are not as bold as you, not as direct as you. Be a little bit more patient and people orientated with the rest of the population. I hope you enjoyed this one around the Ds. We spoke about the Ds, and now it's the Is. And of course, the Is have to be seen. So here it is, the yellow hat, often seen with a yellow on it. The Is, inspiring, influencing. They are usually at the front of the room. You will hear them if you don't see them. They are the joke of the party, the laugh of the party. You'll have them at your barbecue or braai. But guess what? They're making friends all over the place. When they leave your office, by the time they get to their cubicle, they've forgotten what you've spoken to about. Why? Because they've been talking to everyone along the way. They'll ask you for your email and your contact details because they want to get hold of you, and you'll never see them again. The Is, bless them, are beautiful people, lovely people, great charisma, but not always great listeners. Is, you're 11% of the population. Yes, you can crack a sale, absolutely, but you very often won't listen to the other person. That's your challenge. Is, listen more. Listen between the lines. Next up, we're talking about the S's. Stable, steady, often depicted by the color green. The S's, 69% of the population. 69%. If you're trying to sell somebody, if you're in a relationship with somebody, good chance they've got a high dominant S part to them. S's tend to be people orientated, but a little bit more reserved. Now, sometimes this can fool people because you'll hear someone quite loud and think they're an I personality type, but when S's are in a safe place, they can sound a little bit more like the I's. So the S's are great listeners. Great listeners. They make up for the I's who never listen. The S's are great listeners. They are your nurses, your teachers, often found helping people at a party clean up afterwards when everyone else is gone, because they're really about the team. They want the team to win. You've got to learn to speak quietly and softly and slowly to an S. And finally, we get to the C's, often depicted by the color blue. They are your conscientious, your concise, your correct personality type. 17% of the population, but of course you C's had already worked that out, because there's only one way to do things for the C's. It's the right way. It's the right way. So often find them as financial directors. They're the actuaries, the engineers, often involved in quality control or quality assurance. A lot of the people I've trained in pharmaceutical companies are C or dominant C personality types. C's, you need to be a little bit more flexible. Work on your people skills, because you think through things quietly to yourself. Remember to articulate that in communication with the rest of the team. When you're speaking to a C, give them details and give them time to get it right. They are your go-to people when it comes to getting things right. That's your C's.